Yo, what up? So this is the first update for my CPA. This week I haven't really learned a lot because I was doing the quiz and test. You see a 35% there. Um, yeah, I'm gonna change that. um, but yeah, so basically, this week I learned constants and friends. Constant is a very simple thing. It's just, making something not able to be changed. But I wrote a little code here to explain what friend classes and friend stuff, are. So, basically, we have class A and class B, right? We initialize class B here so that we can run the friend class B, which I'll get to later, but it's commented out. Same with this. Now, private basically means you can't access it. No, nothing can access this except class A or a subclass of class A. If you wanted B to be a subclass, we just do that. Actually, sorry, like that. There we go. But yeah, no, we're not doing that. Anyways, basically this means that class B, if it's a friend, class B can access private values and private fields from class A without it being a subclass. So, let's see this work. All right, so we create an object here, and because the constructor right here is when we make an object, it runs this. It needs two values, so we go down here, and let's make it 3 and 4. Why not? Now, if we make a object from B, we have to specify a object from A, and boom, there we go. So now this will work, and what's gonna print? It's gonna print just 4. I'm pretty sure it's just gonna print 4. Yep, there we go. And now if we try to go to number, right? We try to access number, it's gonna throw us an error. It's gonna say num, it's a private member of A. Now to fix that, you add this friend class B thing. You see the red line goes away. We have not changed anything down here, only up here. Now it's 4 and 3 because class B now has access to num and all that. So if we put, okay, let's see, we comment this out. We now do not any longer have access to that num variable. Yeah, that's basically what all friend does. It just gives access to protected and private. Protected is just basically the in between private and public. Basically nothing can access it unless it is a subclass. Private, what you can do is make it so that so if you do class and then private A, right, you won't have access to this, and you only have access to this. But if you do protected, awesome spelling, you'll have access to everything here. Everything will be private, but you will have access to everything. Basically, it just moves all the public to private, but it doesn't get rid of the private, like private does. So, and if you go here and you type public, then everything stays the same. But once again, that's subclasses. We're not teaching that. But yeah, basically friend class, this little thing right here just makes us able to go into the private and get the variables from there, which is a lot easier than, because like if you only make a class that only requires one value from the whole thing, you don't want to make a subclass from the whole thing. If it's like something completely different, you don't want to make a subclass of it, so you just do friend class B, and there you go. Now can you use all the private ones as well, and it's only that class. And I'm pretty sure if you make a subclass of it, it's still gonna have the permissions that friend class B does. So yeah. So yeah, that's basically it. The only other thing that I did learn is constants, but like, okay, let's go here, right? Um, Basically all the constants do. Plus e dot. What? There we go. Okay. Basically, if we do this and we make any of them a constant, this won't work. This won't work. Like, just everything, nothing about it can change. So yeah. Nothing about it will ever change. That's all the constants do. like that's actually it. Constant here, it can't change its value, so it can't do that. If you put a constant here, this can't change its value, so it can't do that. That's all constants do. It just doesn't let it change the value of it. Constant pointers is a completely different thing. Basically, if you go back here, let me see. Yeah, here we go. Basically, the value of the address, but the address can. So, like, where you're pointing to. If it's pointing to a variable that equals 0, that value of 0 can't be changed, but where it's pointing to can. So you can have two pointers. Okay, let's say. I'm just going to open up Paint. So, you got a pointer. Let's say you got 3 variables here, right? 1 equals 0, 1 equals 1, 1 equals 2. And you got 2 little pointer dudes here. Alright, so this guy is pointing at this one. So he's pointing at 0, so his value is 0. But let's say he doesn't, want to point at 0 anymore, right? Which he can, because if it's a constant pointer, he's not changing this value. He's only able to change what he's pointing to, right? So let's say you have a different variable called 1. He can just point to that one instead, and that one cannot be changed. It hasn't changed. He's just pointing to a different variable. That's a terrible arrow. There we go. Now his value is 1. Alright? But having a constant pointer, so okay, so that's what this does, right? That's a constant variable as a pointer. But if you're having a constant pointer, which is right here, the difference is that he can point here and can't change it, but this itself can change. So if we select this, right, delete it, we go back here, he can change it to 1, but he can't point to any of the other variables. So yeah, having a constant pointer, constant variable, basically means you can't change anything. He can point at that one, his value is 0, and nothing can change. He can't change with any value of the address, which is like changing which variable he's pointing to, and he can't change the value of the address he's pointing at, of like the variable he's pointing at. So yeah, that's basically all I learned this week. Yeah.